Hey, hi there, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful June 21st afternoon. We are back. We are back in business. We are here for the finale of Stream Alone with Vaush. Let's make sure that my levels are good, which they are. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, small announcement. People have been working on my building for like a month now, doing construction from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that's been annoying. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's been annoying and would show up on stream, so I've been not streaming. Instead of taking this as a defeat, I'm going to take it as an opportunity to stream. So instead of streaming sporadically now, I think I'm going to try and stream 4 to 7, on average, 6 to 7 days a week now. Hopefully I can stick to that, and that'll be fun. Yeah, we're going to wrap up Stream with Vaush today, and then we're going to play some EU4. Not much else to report. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. Alrighty.
I imagine he's probably going to have like some more substantive critique, but first he has to kind of like, it's funny because he says it. He's like, I'm poisoning the well, but that's exactly what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to like, did you know that Destiny said this transphobic thing and this thing and this thing, and then he's going to get into the like, okay, so here's why he's bad or whatever, right?
Test. I got to turn it down a little bit, I think.
Truly beyond the pale here.
Ask yourself, of these people, who is the one who seems spite-driven?
Okay, how's that?
I feel like I should make a video illustrating this because it's pretty insane how different it is with how we would treat each other's arguments. I'm not being charitable, but I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna say that's good.
I'm gonna fuck him. Not wasting my time on that. But it would be, this is like a lot of video clipping, I think. But I'll see what you guys posted in this thread when I finally work on this. I want to close.
Hey, it says Mini Festo at the top of the screen. We've been looking at this document for an hour on stream and a half hour on this video.
With drawing attention to that recent stream. Vaush called it him beginning the Fortress arc, which is actually an apt name for him acknowledging that he's finally at a big enough point and had enough that he's actually going to start completely insulating himself in an echo chamber.
Obviously, it's been a bit rocky for a while. We got up, we've gone down. I do think that focusing on building the fortress arc, you know?
I believe I actually watched this video when it came out.
I think the fortress arc is going to be very good for this community.
Trans people, even including ContraPoints, one of literally the most reasonable and best video essayists the left has ever had, are at best idpol woke scolds whose arguments he strawmans as cis men bad or are the mentally ill subhumans. He's referred to them as
I remember that mentally ill subhumans thing. I wasn't really on it a couple of days ago on stream. I actually kind of regret making the stream alone on this video because I wasn't really on it, and like we went through some pretty heavy stuff. But damn, I remember what he said. That was nasty.
Leftists are an insular community who hates him because he's right and has better, more practical arguments. Destiny's community are psychotic brigaders, getting marching orders from our spite-driven overlord, and anyone who backs Destiny is a simp orbiter who just wants to kiss his feet. And conservatives? Well, they're just fascists. Just like George Bush and Antonin Scalia.
Your argument...
Fuck, he doesn't like... He actually said this. I think this might have been the last panel that...
Hello, are you a liberal? Well, welcome to the stream, man. No, I'm a libertarian. Thank you for asking. How's your day going? Where are you tuning in from? Do you like Destiny or Vaush very much? And yeah, like I said, I'm a libertarian.
Josh and I were on together. I don't know if we did another one, but like him, he tried to make the argument.
Oh, we're recording, right?
Fucking George Bush and Scalia were fucking fascists. What the fuck? I came in here and I dived into the topic.
Answer all your questions, and when you don't have any more rebuttals, you come up with, isn't this conversation toxic? I don't know. Why are you...
You don't mind Destiny that much? I think Vaush is a disgusting CIA agent pedophile. Damn, dude. Everyone coming into this chat saying that Vaush is a pedophile. I don't want to deal with it on stream. Maybe we'll deal with it later if it like comes up in a different way. But yeah, I don't want to go through those allegations on stream. I don't mind Destiny that much, TBH. Yeah, I can know that someone could succeed as a liberal on this platform and in politics at such a young age. Not such a young age. In this space. I thought that Destiny's neoliberalism could only succeed in a more mainstream platform, not on YouTube and Twitch, which is apparently where it did succeed, and also very early as well.
No, that's not a rebuttal. That's my entire point. Is that coming in here and just labeling stuff as fascist and bad is not a productive use of time.
I didn't label.
I hate debates like this, by the way. What the heck? Like, no one can say anything with a panel this large.
Things is fascist and bad. We were
Did you
having a
label George
conversation.
Bush, or did you
Hold on.
Okay, it's
So wait,
happening.
you
It's
said-
happening. It's happening. We're moving.
Why do you consider Destiny your political enemy? And what's your what's your political ideology, man?
Moving.
You said, wait,
No.
Oh, we missed it.
hold on.
Okay, it's
So wait,
happening.
you
It's
said-
happening. It's happening. We're moving. We're moving.
You said, wait, hold on. No. I like the big
Kiwi
group.
Nation on YouTube and Twitch. You want the big
Destiny supports the status quo and you don't. How would you like to transform the status quo?
I like the group. I'm lonely. I like the group.
No,
Look, wait, hold on. I can amend this, okay?
We can fix this.
So saying labeling things fascist and labeling things fascist, comma, and bad are two different things. And it's also very different from saying that I'll write off anything because it could potentially have any
Excuse me.
fascist
Wait, so hold on,
leanings.
just on that
Did I
statement,
say
you would label
George
something
Bush-
fascist and good?
I think that there are things that a fascist would do that could be good, like protectionism under some
But they
circumstances.
wouldn't be
Okay, so
fascist.
then
It
you
wouldn't be
agree
bad
then
if
they
I
can
merit-
Okay,
This
cool.
is so stupid.
I agree, but
I don't
that
think
was
it's
a-
the
okay.
main
You're in favor of a third party for America? I am very open to the idea of. Oh, sorry. If there's a way back on stream, I'm gonna try and read the messages in the chat. So Malik Al-Khaira, KHRA, says, break away from the bourgeois parties. So for Americans, build a third party. Are you like a communist, or are you just using bourgeois there more casually? Also, dude, I like third parties. I love the Forward Party. I am super hopeful about its chances.
So Vaush,
Yeah, I'm a communist.
Thank
Well,
you.
welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. You filthy red. For my country, the United Kingdom, we would do something similar, but it's a bit weirder because of the parliamentary system. Yeah, I am a Canadian, so I know all about the parliamentary system. Thank you.
fascist things that are good. Okay.
Also, welcome to the stream. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Canadian politics or what I think about politics, please consider checking out any of the YouTube channels that I have linked down below.
Okay,
Please,
that's
for
good
the
to hear.
love of God, it's
Hold on,
really
wait, hold
easy
on.
to explain why you're having this problem, okay?
No, I feel like this is an
there are
exceptionally
multiple,
thing to
there are
understand.
multiple,
Wait,
there
really
are
quick, you
wait,
guys do
okay, well,
realize
let
we're-
me,
I didn't actually finish.
Stop, Biv, go.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
But okay. Transcript is under the dots. Yeah, I don't think it's here yet. Or we don't have this under transcript for this, right?
Oh, sorry. You think that libertarians are the most likely to become Marxists of some kind, and of all the woke schools and neocons, they're the most reasonable people. Well, thanks. I'm glad you think that libertarians are the most reasonable people. It's not something that you would expect to hear from a Marxist, but I imagine Marxists who align themselves with libertarians consider themselves libertarian socialism, which I do. Sorry, libertarian socialists, which I do kind of consider a contradiction in terms.
But let's look at the arguments in the stream. We've already discussed one gem, that Destiny is a transphobe who used to argue trans-positive positions, still argues them, and still is a trans-positive person. Another gem is him accusing Destiny of being someone who cares about the truth more than positions, and him actually thinking that is a good criticism. I don't know if he's lying to look good.
Oh, you reject libertarian socialism? That's good to hear. Are you a revolutionary Marxist or a reformist Marxist?
To his audience when he feigns ignorance here, or is genuinely that stupid, but of course...
Oh, you said you're in favor of a third party, so you must be a reformist.
Positions are downstream from actual morality. If you're not willing to do that hard work of piecing together your worldview from the ground up, you have no way of actually defending your positions. This is why when you're put in a situation where you go up against a good debater and actually have to reason for moral principles, you lose. The final point was him talking about how DGG is psychotic, we're brigaders. I've literally never once gone into another person's stream to say something negative, and that even if we aren't, we're culpable because we're part of the community. This moral high grounding was disgusting to me. Vaush was a fan of Destiny for years, and with him through the most edgy phases of his career. He never voiced any of these criticisms then, because he was perfectly willing to be a...
It seems like in an earlier era of internet politics, Vaush and Destiny kind of seem to revel in their edginess. You support taking power through democracy and elections, but throughout history, this has not been allowed by the bourgeois, and they initiate violence, and I believe in self-defense. Well, that's another thing that libertarians and Marxists have in common, that we both believe that the population should be armed.
A parasite to Destiny while he was building his budding streaming career. Now, when the optical waves are against Destiny and the best course of action is to condemn him for his career and reputation, now he voices all of these condemnations. This shit is genuinely disgusting and one of the most egotistical, pathetic, self-serving things I've ever seen someone do. In the same stream, he talks about his real motivations. He talks about how he's reached hundreds of thousands, millions according to my analytics. Brings up how he's forgotten all the money he raised, the most transparent humble brag I've ever seen. Oh yeah, when he was on stream, he was like, guys, I forgot about the money we raised for Ukraine.
Which, again, I don't do it for the credit.
You know, I really hope that this big live stream, the charity, the positivity, all of it, I hope that
Wasn't this like a 24-hour stream though? Maybe we can give him a little bit of credit here. I think I was around for this. Like, I wasn't around in the stream, but I think I saw this pop up on my feed, and I believe it was a 24-hour stream. So maybe he also does sound kind of tired. The reason you don't mind Destiny much is because he's honest. Yeah, he does seem to be a strangely honest figure.
encourages some people who are on the fence about me to be more open to working with me in the future.
He says something that you would consider, like, most neoliberals to, like, be lying or dodging with, and then, like, will actually try and justify it. Or he will be introduced to a resolution that you would expect, like, anyone who talks about politics on the internet to disagree with, and then be like, yeah, you know, I see a lot of potential in the Biden presidency, you know? I really like the platform, and I think it's electable. I support it. You know? You don't think you hear that on Twitch or on YouTube.
Working with me, I mean.
Also, we have a new person in the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from.
Speaking amicably. That would be nice, I think.
And like a bunch of random stores that nobody goes into,
wait,
always dead.
Sorry, just one moment. We actually just got raided by Hassan. My wonderful friends. Hello. Please, yes, just tank my Twitch chat with Hass Raid. Hello. We are enjoying some wonderful and highly nostalgic GoldenEye 64.
Hey, you think he's honest but coping?
We are right now raising funds for Palestine Children's Relief Fund, an organization that assists the lives of the over 1 million children in Gaza.
My problem with Hassan is the biggest leftist streamer, and I want to be that.
An underserved population, if there ever was one. If you're able to, if you're willing to, ! Donate in chat will bring you to the Streamlabs. That adds to the funny bar down at the bottom, which has already exceeded my expectations. It's tremendous to have you all here. Hello, I love you very much. Okay, sorry, I just feel probably pressed.
No, do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, thank you, Hassan.
Which, again, I don't do it for the credit, but it's just weird because after the PCRF stream, like...
Oh, are the levels in the stream good? Am I too loud? Or Destiny and Vaush the right volume? And yeah, you think Destiny's honest but coping, and that things aren't good and it won't get better anytime soon. Yeah, it looks like the 2020s are going to be a tumultuous and difficult decade. I wonder if, as a Marxist, you consider this a net good, considering that you need our society to be not good for it to adopt Marxism.
You know.
And like, I don't mean like not good because Marxism is not good at all, obviously. I think Marxism is not good. I mean, not good in the way that for revolutionary change to be prompted, we need revolutionary incentives.
It felt like it defined the positivity in the community for a while. It was like a good rallying cry, I guess, for good stuff here. But obviously that got overshadowed.
I've been playing Elden Ring, by the way. I don't know why people use Bloodhound's Fang. This seems like a terrible sword to me.
By the J.K. Rowling stuff, and, you know, it all kind of spiraled out from there. And I felt a bit upset at you guys about that. But then I realized, the second thing I realized, was that I had forgotten about it too.
How addressing criticisms is not worth his intelligence and time, before a bizarre tangent where he says Putin brought up J.K. Rowling because of him. And that
what he literally made a video about that. That was like in the title. No, not really. You don't really like people suffering with Marxist belief situations like these are an inevitable outcome. Contradictory forces are being reconciled, and you have this outcome. Yeah, it seems like the quote-unquote contradictory forces of capitalism get quote-unquote reconciled almost every time to me.
What he wants his audience to do when people criticize him is to tell him about all of the good things he's done.
Washington's really bad at responding to criticism to me. I was going to try and not say this, but maybe I will say this now that we know Destiny a little bit better, and we know Vaush a little bit better, but Vaush is terrible at responding to criticism.
Vaush is an egotistical, self-serving piece of shit with an overinflated opinion whose concern is not actually about either his political beliefs or the truth, but about his reputation and his brand. The only time he will ever address criticism, ever apologize, or ever show any accountability is only when he thinks it will help his reputation and brand. Irish laddie. I look forward to you proving this entire post right. You will dodge these criticisms outright, only addressing them if you think you have a narrative you can try to spin to boost your reputation. And not only will you continue to be too much of a bitch boy coward to ever engage with Destiny again, you won't even be able to engage with a challenge from anyone from his community. Do that if it makes you feel better, but never forget, at the end of the day, Destiny in this community, despite your lies and vilification, is the only reason you're a streamer now, and not some socialist dipshit nobody sitting in the poor part of Beverly Hills trying to get laid on lefty discords by talking about how much it turns you on, picturing their buttholes getting ripped open by horsecock.
That's what a fantastic conclusion. Yeah, the trend is usually you get a reconciliation. The ruling class tries to contain it with the government handouts to banks, corporations, but they can't allow to fail. Rinse and repeat, but every time the cycle happens, it gets worse and worse. I do think we have approached the point of no return, though. When do you think that we cross the point of no return? And also, wouldn't the Great Depression be a greater point of no return than the one we're in now?
I swear during the Doe and Riley drama, I saw a clip of Vaush.
Oh, are we just gonna read the comments for 20 minutes?
Where Vaush pretty much gave the okay for Riley to get harassed. Does anyone remember this or have the clip? Also, another clip that sums up Vaush perfectly is the posture montage. Dude, that fucking...
Wait, are we gonna watch more videos?
Oh, shit. Hold
Okay.
on.
What's the posture montage?
This is true. I remember this.
Just want to see if I can't find that clip sometime. I think that I think I'm comfortable though that if it does.
You didn't hear the second thing I said? I speak really fast. Well, I don't remember what I said because I speak really fast. So let's just move on. And thank you a lot for tuning in and putting up with me. I will try and slow it down and enunciate a little bit better. Oh, I was asking about. Oh yeah, do you think the Great Depression was the point of no return? Was a greater point of no return than the one that we are in now? And you believe that we crossed the contradictory point of return in 2020 with COVID? Yeah, I was asking if you think the Great Depression is more of a Marxist revolutionary incentive than COVID-19.
It does turn out that after that conversation, Riley's takeaway is that I said it would be okay to have sex in public. I'm okay with going nuclear on Riley. We no longer need any respect for her. We can sort of shame people for even continuing to give a fuck about her. You can call her whatever you want. I don't care.
Now keep in...
Love it, love it, love it from Vaush. Cod the Pork Chop returns to the stream. It's good to have you back, man. How's your day going? Thanks for tuning in. It's always nice. It's cool. Like, this is starting to just trickle in now. It's nice to have... I have followers now that tune into the stream. It's cool. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. Nah, simply because the system continued. It might have been a trigger for some other country's revolutions that happened. You don't know. Like I said, you're not that smart. Well, I'm glad you're here. If you want to learn more about my politics, Canadian politics, or American politics, please consider checking out any of the YouTube channels down below. What is happening in Texas? Are you talking about what came out about Uvalde this morning, or something different?
Mind, that's what Vaush said about Riley. Can somebody link what I said about Demon Mama? One of the first times I got accused of being majorly transphobic. Doesn't have that clip because I don't want to misquote myself to make myself sound better than I was. But I'm pretty sure my clip was like, I'm not going to enforce cross-platform bans anymore. I don't care what happens or whatever. That's it. Vaush is like giving explicit endorsement to like...
Yeah, feel free to let me know what's going on in Texas now.
Nuking her. Like, please, does anybody have... If somebody could find that so that you can have my exact words so it doesn't look like I'm misquoting myself. I would...
Texas had recommended them about seceding from the U.S. No. You have probably fallen for some fake news there, brother. I know that people like to joke about the Texas secession clause and the Texas state constitution, but does not seem on the table to me. The GOP Texas platform calls for secession, according to the Washington Post. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way. Let's go WAPO. WAPO. Republican platform. Texas. Oh, this is a different one? Nope, by Dana Milbank. Sick. Love the cut out of Donald Trump there. The Lone Star State does not have the best track record as a sovereign power. The Republic of Texas survived only 10 years from independence to annexation by the United States in 1845. Texas seceded during the Civil War, and with the rest of the Confederacy, was crushed. But as the saying goes, if at first you don't secede, try again. The Texas GOP now wants the state to vote on declaring independence. And the United States should let Texas go. Better yet, let's offer Texas a second faction that includes Oklahoma to sweeten secession. The sooner the better. This is clearly an opinion piece. I mean, I know it says opinion at the top. I should have said from Washington Post opinion at the start. I thought the same thing. Texas would never do something like that. Yeah. The Republican Party has no... It's kind of running into a problem that the far left areas of the Democrat Party have now, which is that it's difficult to put a lid on the most radical elements now, because if you are not as radical as the person running against you, it's tough to get out. And so now it's really tough, apparently, for certain Republicans in Texas to say that the union is worth preserving. The Texas Republican Party voted on a platform declaring that federal laws it dislikes should be ignored, opposed, refused, and nullified. Classic. The proposed platform is expected to be approved when votes are tallied adds, Texas retains the right to secede from the United States, and the Texas legislature should be called upon to pass a referendum consistent thereto. It wants the secession referendum, quote, in the 2023 general election for the people of Texas, to determine whether or not the state of Texas should reassert its status as an independent nation. Yeehaw. Of course, protections would have to be negotiated for parts of Texas that wish to remain on Team Normal. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and parts of southern Texas would remain in the United States, and they will need guaranteed safe passage to New Orleans or Santa Fe, along with regular airlifts of sustainable produce, accurate textbooks, and contraceptives. But consider the benefits to the rest of the country. 2 fewer Republican senators, 24 fewer Republican members of the House, annual savings of $83 billion in defense funds that Texas gets, and the best reason, the Texas GOP has so little regard for the Constitution that it's calling for a convention of the states to effectively rewrite it. Not the first time in United States history this has happened, ladies and gentlemen. And so little regard for the United States that it wishes to leave. In democracy's place, the Republican Party, which enjoys one-party rule in Texas, is effectively proposing a church state. If you like Crusader states and Muslim caliphates, you'll love the Confederate theocracy of Texas. Who wrote this? This person is having way too much fun. Dana Miliband. Okay, well, I think we've given Mr. Miliband enough of our time. We will consider reading the Texas GOP state party platform. And also, we have some discussions popping up in the chat. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Also, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really glad you're here. It's not going to happen. They're not going to do anything, says Cop the Pork Chop. Texas will always be a part of the United States. And plus, if they did try to secede, it would just cause another war. Nobody wants that, especially Texas. There's no way they could win. The guy who was in here before says, when I think America, I think cowboy hats, brisket, and cheeseburgers. Texas is part of the soul of the America, it seems like. Well, the Brit clearly knows what it's all about. I've been hearing a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about giving Texas and Arizona back to Mexico. And what about California? And the response from Mexico was so hilarious. Yeah, none of that's going to happen, but I'm glad. Also, I kind of want to read the Texas GOP thing now. We'll see if I can get it on stream later. What did you guys think of me reading to you on stream? I've never done that before. Also, like, I have a little bit of my mother's dyslexia, which does not make reading for me super, super easy. Well, consistently.
I'd like to compare that, because I got roasted so hard for that.
There's absolutely no charity reserved for people who behave that way. Absolutely none. Just want to see if I can.
Why George Bush is fascist.
Destiny.
Yeah, I just want to know, how are Bush or Scalia a fascist?
So with Scalia, I would need to go back over the case rulings that he's given because I don't have a great memory for the judicial stuff. I said that earlier. I'd be happy to come back with a lot more arguments because this is stuff that I half remember from podcasts that I've listened to and articles that I've read and conversations that I've had.
Antonin Scalia, definitely not a fascist. George Bush did destroy the Fourth Amendment of the United States. Not a great guy. Patriot Act. Unjust wars. Fascism. I don't know where the fascist argument against George Bush comes from.
Okay, how could you listen to podcasts, have conversations, and read articles and not remember a single reason why he might have been a fascist? Not even one reason. You've done all that research, you don't remember a single fucking thing, bro?
Damn, Destiny.
Bush, I think the argument is a lot more direct, and it's obviously something I remember a little bit more directly. I think that Bush, the obvious ones, the straightforward ones are obviously the 2020 election and the...
What did George Bush come out against Trump during the 2020 election? That was his fascist move?
Extent to which it was not fairly earned, in my opinion.
Even if Bush fucking walked down and stole the election himself, that's not a fascist. That would, you could call it authoritarian or autocratic maybe, or...
He does probably mean 2000 election. I think you're right.
Totalitarian, I don't know, some weird shit, but that's still not fascist. That has nothing to do with fascism.
Also, I would not say that there was anything. No, I was about to say, I don't think there's anything fascistic about Bush v. Gore.
Like,
the broader ones, though, are the...
He said 2020 accent, yeah.
Or the 2000.
That's 2004. I meant 2000.
Bush went to court. He submitted himself to the authority of the court.
Yeah, this is not very fascistic.
And he did. He went through the entire process. So it's kind of hard to call him a fascist when he
You're gonna be honest with you, I'm very isolationist. Yeah, that's fine, man.
went through the U.S. God, oh my God, this panel was painful. This is probably some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen Vaush do
Why are you doing a panel with this many people, man?
before. Like some of the this is Vaush at his worst. Okay, this is the only jerk off video. Oh, here's your cross-platform. Oh, these are the comments that I'm. Okay, so compare what Vaush said about how
Vaush is a fake socialist. His job is to get people who are tired of the status quo and pull them back into it to vote for Biden. Yeah, that's fun, dude. I don't think that Vaush identifies as someone in favor of the status quo or as representative of the status quo. Fear-mongering about fascism is part of that. Interesting. Really? Do you think so? Hey, man, maybe this is a little bit cynical, but I think fear-mongering about fascism is a pretty excellent way for revolutionary person to get people to join the revolution. And dude, there's nothing wrong with other nations. Stop talking shit.
you can do whatever or anything is good. Call her whatever name you want. This is what I said
What
about
do you even mean by that, man? You're so tired of other nations.
How I no longer get right. We're no longer enforcing cross-platform bans against
Lots of nations are tired of America, man.
Demon Mama nor Chaos Mel. And starting tomorrow night, all other content is banned from my community for excessive transphobia. That was I got roasted. I got called a transphobe for this. I got called a transphobe for this because people are like, "Oh, you're telling your community to go and harass a trans woman." People call me a transphobe for that.
Coming of a person on a civil rights. I mean, like obviously there does have to be some
Revolution for the glorious Joe Biden. No, I believe Vaush considered. Vaush does. I'm not sure if Vaush considers himself a revolutionary or reformer socialist. He seems to reformist socialist. He seems to be broadly in favor of kind of just vote whatever he can get. Exactly. So let's just split. Let's not split, dude.
Relationship between the things you do and like your appointment to boards. Like
what do you mean split? How would America split from other countries?
Oh, and then this is Vaush giving justification.
Yeah, he advocated for voting for Joe Biden as the lesser evil. And yeah, I agree that is not very revolutionary. Yeah, he talks about using violence all the time, though.
For why it's okay to go after RGR's fucking...
He literally, like earlier in this video yesterday, talks about hunting conservatives for sport.
Bar license, attorney license to go after her.
Yeah, we call that LARPing. Gotcha.
To try to make it so she can't get certified from the bar.
LARPing is actually one I know, but thank you for informing me.
Now you could say it's like esoteric and this online drama doesn't like perfectly describe her value elsewise, but I think there's at least an argument to be had here.
Also, this video is boring.
Dylan says, every Maryland queer I know who knows of her advocacy has shining reviews. Her stuff offline has been great. The last thing I want is someone doing good work to be thrown off their work. As a queer, I think she does good work. I'm not sure if I like that necessarily. And Doe says, thanks for making your stance clear. I'm glad we can all be clear about our stances here. You just think it's cool to play defense for people who say buying human beings for sex is, quote, primarily about the buying. If that's who you want advocating for you, say it with your chest. And then it seems to end there. At least in this case, we're not really talking about going after one's job, right? We're just talking about one's suitability.
If we read old school communists like Mao, not once do they talk about initiating violence. It's always a defensive response. Well, the workers have nothing to lose but their chains is not a defensive response. I forget, what did I hear about the thing about Russia? Oh, I was just talking last time when you were on stream about how they transitioned the conflict from a more 1990s Desert Storm-like 21st century conflict to a mid-20th century World War II-like conflict, more similar to the Iran-Iraq War, the Korean War, or World War II, where instead of using precision-guided munitions, fifth-generation fighters, and satellite technology to coordinate their movements and like rapidly defeat their enemy, they are using much more traditional tactics of, non-maneuver warfare, attritional warfare. And they're going to use that strategy to beat Ukraine because they are much better at that than Ukraine. That quote has nothing to do with committing violence. You think so? It's about forming a party and gaining power for the workers. I think you are being a little bit too generous to that quote. The workers had nothing to lose but their chains. Come on, man.
For a
when you heard about Russian paramilitary groups operating in Ukraine, you probably didn't hear from me.
Board. I mean, at the very least, what a person does online is definitely.
And like I said, I don't really consider myself in the loop on Russia. No, it's true. The chains of bourgeois democracy.
Relevant to their president.
I haven't actually read Capital, man. I haven't read a lot of Marx.
On such a board, is it not?
Imagine him like qualifying, like we should cancel her out of her real life advocacy because of an online argument about whether like showing your feet in public is like fucking sexual harassment. Like Jesus Christ. Booksmart's roasting you for the cross-platform comment.
How long do you think Destiny's Twitter will last? I don't know. Why would you announce that you're not enforcing cross-platform bans for harassment against a specific person, then act like that's not directing hate towards them? That's what I'm talking about, bro. If you guys are smart enough to realize that Trump incited...
That's stupid. I gotta agree with Destiny. I don't know. I don't know how difficult it is to enforce a cross-platform ban. I don't even know what that means here. I don't even know what the conflict is. So it seems like Destiny either said something transphobic or said something that was perceived as transphobic, or his community were saying transphobic things to this trans creator, and you would get banned if you said transphobic things in Destiny's chat, and if you said transphobic things in Destiny's chat and on Twitter, you are supposed to get like mass reported by Destiny. Is that supposed to be the point? You haven't read Capital properly, only snippets. I don't understand all the complicated economics shit. Yeah, one of my biggest issues with Marxism is that it's a super fucking slippery ideology that requires so much reading to understand. And it's so individualistic. When I say individualistic, I mean Marxism, I think, varies from Marxist to Marxist a lot, much more than conservatism or liberalism varies from conservative to conservative or liberal to liberal. And yeah, they want you to read so much damn theory to understand their ideas. And yeah, you can understand my entire ideology. Well, not my entire ideology. I don't know, 80, 85, 90% of it if you read The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli and The Second Treatise of Government by John Locke. Those two books, 250 pages, I think, maybe 300 pages, get pretty much everything you need. You just say that Marxism is not really an ideology? The ideology comes from the application of the analysis.
Violence at the fucking Capitol.
I think I think you're making my point a little bit for me. I agree that Marxism-Leninism is more of an ideology than Marxism. This is about to get kind of esoteric, but I have a personal definition of the word ideology that isn't really applied. I think the modern definition of ideology is kind of insufficient. I think that an ideology has to be a system of social and economic organization. So when people talk about feminist or transgender ideology, I think they're completely full of shit, because feminism is probably, it's easy to argue that it's a system of alternative social organization in many ways, but it's not a system of alternative economic organization. Transgenderism is not even a system of social organization. It's like a small proposition to change a small value in our social organization. It's not consistent enough to be an ideology and says nothing about economic organization. Marxism, I think, is a system of social and economic organization. Now, Marx didn't complete his work about trade, no military aid. We'll get back to your comment in a minute, dude. What was I saying? Yeah, I think that Marx didn't really finish his work. I think Capital was supposed to have 6 volumes, and he only finished 4, and so he didn't really talk about how he wanted to transition and get a socialist or communist state. I believe he doesn't even say the word socialism or communism a lot in Capital. But it's still a system of social and economic organization. Now, Lenin, I give a lot of credit because he tried to fill in all the blanks that Marx left, and also he tried to make Marxist ideology work when it had never been tested before. I think it's really impressive. Lots of fucking people died, though, in the Russian Civil War, and the Soviet Union killed tens of millions of people.
Smart enough to realize how him saying that will encourage harassment against these people. And if you can't see those two things, then you're exactly the component of his community that I'm trying to complain about. You're exactly what the problem is. So if this whole time I've been ranting, you've been like, wow, Booksmarts is a really twisted idea of the DGG community. I wonder where he's getting that. It's you. It's you. If you were wondering.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. It seems like enforcing cross-platform bans can be really difficult. I don't know. You can't ban someone for saying transphobic stuff on Twitch and then like find them on Twitter. Is that what we're talking about here? Maybe I just don't know enough about the situation.
It would have to be, I assume. If I was on board with like a LGBTQ advocacy group, you know, and some of my Joker takes were made visible, I know that would have an influence. Especially when she's a public figure. Well, yeah, right. I mean, you know, we're responsible. You would have to step down, lol. There's a reason why I'm not on the board for any. Actually, that's not true. I think I'm kind of like on the PR board for that LGBTQ museum that's going to be opening up. Okay, so here's the actual Twitter. And then here's Dylan's tweet.
Apparently, people want me to show something about him attacking.
Oh, okay. So if it looks like I've never heard of Demon Mama or Chaos's Mal. It looks like they were saying transphobic things and they were discussing them and were banning that discussion for transphobia. I don't know.
Slandered for it.
I feel like my main issue here, after all of this, is that you guys didn't go far enough in harassing a queer woman of color. I feel like you guys could have gone way harder with that.
I never do this stuff. I don't do it. I never do this. The most I'll say, and even when I've said this, I've gotten destroyed. The most I'll say is like, I don't care if I lie about this person. Remember when I said, Demon Mama did the thing where you post something from 4chan, like, oh, look at what people posted. And I was like, oh, nice job. It's your own post or whatever. And people are like, do you know that she posted? I don't know if she posted that or not. Like, it's fucking, people say that shit when people post 4chan. And like, you think it's okay to lie? It's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't care about it, right? This is like the farthest I've ever gone. I never, ever, ever, have I ever, in 10 years, I don't.
Do you guys think that Vaush is being... Do you guys think he's like evidently clearly being ironic there, that he is pleased that this woman hasn't been harassed sufficiently? Or do you think he is actually advocating for her harassment on the street? We did hear like literally just say we need to like go scorched earth against that other woman.
I don't think so.
Or that other person. Well, I don't know who we're talking about. We should be careful with our pronouns when we're talking about trans people.
If you want. Pretty sure not in 5 years. I've never been like, all right, guys, let's go. We're all gonna go harass the fuck out of this person. Let's get him. Because if for no other reason, even if I wanted to, it looks so bad. It looks so horrible. It looks so horrible, okay? It's not good. It's just not a good look. It's just not good. It's not a good look. You can't do it. But like these people like explicitly
In good faith, and was then harassed, bullied, and slandered for it.
I feel like my main issue here, after all of this, is that you guys didn't go far enough in harassing a queer woman of color. I feel like you guys could have gone way harder with that, you know? That's my main issue. I feel like the logistics here just didn't pan out. Like, you could have gone way harder. That's the main issue, you know?
Yeah, he's gotta be joking.
Oh yeah, same shirt. What's up? That's consistency right there. Wait, she claims to be a black nationalist? Yeah, wait, doesn't she literally... Wait, hold on. Thought Slime is literally conflating this in the same way Professor Flowers accused me of conflating it. I'm pretty sure that Professor Flowers identifies the black...
I think the worst you could maybe get me
Oh, we got 5 people in the stream. Welcome, everybody. Please, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how your day's going. And yeah, if you're interested in learning about more about Canadian or American politics, or just about this handsome face, please consider checking out any of the YouTube channels that are linked down below. The top one is a political platform that I'm running for the province of Alberta in Canada, and the middle one is where we keep all the old streams at. Please check it out if you're interested.
Is when I've said like these people should be bullied, if you want to call that like me, but like nothing that even approaches this level of like you guys need to go harder. Like,
and honestly, compare Destiny saying I'm not going to enforce cross-platform bans to Vaush there going, I'm not seeing enough harassment. I'm not seeing enough harassment, even if it's ironic or not. Watching someone watch someone we're in the Matrix. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, man.
Jesus Christ. I think he did it to Contra as well.
All right, thank you guys. Keep it up though. Don't get complacent.
Keep it up, guys.
The more of you are in the replies being like, that's not what's happening right here. Like, this is necessary, okay?
Damn.
Publicly shame her into...
I've seen Hassan do this too, though. I don't know if Vaush does this. Hassan will fucking look at Reddit posts and look at tweets on his stream and get people on his stream to move them up or down. I think Destiny's talked about it before. I don't know if it's been substantiated like properly, because like I just watched Destiny say he did it on stream, but I totally believe that Hassan and Vaush are people who would be willing to do that.
Changing your mind on this. All right, thank you guys.
Hold on, sorry. These are some good ass clips.
He's saving the clips for later.
Fuck. If we go over this now when I do my manifesto, you're gonna get a lot of repeats, maybe. This is good stuff to have.
That's funny. Also, thanks for tuning in, man.
Hold on. Sure, I don't think DGG is transphobic, but when Destiny says, if you say something bad on Twitter about this person, I will not ban you on DGG, will almost inevitably lead to harassment of that person. Did DGG harass them? No, there's never all this harassment that happens. Here.
Yeah, if you say something bad on Twitter about this person, I will not ban you on GGG. it seems to me, it seems like a cross-platform ban is an almost impossible thing to enforce.
The reason why I said this, okay, is because listen, I am the only person that I know of. Maybe other people do this and I don't know, but I'm the only person that I know of, and I don't do this because of fucking lefties or whatever bullshit. This has just been my personal. This has been my personal thing. Is if other people in my community go and harass people in other communities, I ban you in all my communities because I have no tolerance for that brigading shit. I don't like that. It makes me look bad. It makes it hard for me to associate with other people because my community will go and attack them. Like, I never have ever approved of that. And I've always told people, if I catch you doing it anywhere, I'll ban you everywhere. But I'm the only motherfucker that does it. Nobody else has an enforcement policy like that. Nobody.
Sounds like an insane amount of work. And like, what if you just change your username or make a new account?
That I've heard of. Maybe they do and they just don't publicize it. But like,
although I don't know. Like Destiny, I feel like Destiny actually needs to police the toxicity of his community, because I remember we read some of those terrible tweets after the Jesse B. Peterson interview, and yeah, if you cultivate a community around that, around edginess and fucking just heinous shit like that, you probably will need to police that community a little bit more than hopefully I'll need to police the community that develops here.
That's something that I do to go out of my way to be nice for other people. But for Demon Mama and Chaos, fuck that. Like, if they're gonna call me transphobic anyway, or all that bullshit, I'm not gonna go out of my way to hunt down every person that they say. So I was like, oh, fuck that. You know, I'm not doing cross-platform bans for this shit. I'm just not gonna leave it. I'm banning all their content from my community. Fuck it. All right?
Yeah, I guess I'll agree with the other people here that it's not a good reason to, I mean, it's a fine reason. It's not a great reason to not enforce cross-platform bans. It's just enforce it out of the, just not do it out of the logistic reasons. It sounds like a huge pain in the ass. Also, so many people subscribe to this guy. He could literally, I think, do cross-platform bans 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week.
You can say that maybe that like implicitly encourages harassment, which I'll get that, but it's still nowhere near the level of explicitly telling your community to do more. I'm sorry, this clip is just very funny to me.
My posture looks good. That's all I care about.
Did you hold frame?
Yeah. Oh, is this the posture video?
Okay, he held frame.
There we go. That's the only thing that matters in these fucking debates.
Yeah, Boss Jet slash just a little bit.
Yeah, well, Destiny...
What is this, like, Project Veritas ass recording?
...is going to get fucking obliterated because I've seen how that guy sits.
I was 3 months into my workout arc, okay?
Didn't see Simon Says.
Looks fine, man. I'd wear a suit to a debate. Oh! Oh, he's fucking alpha posing! What is this? Stop, dude! It's so clear what you're doing! Dude! The guy next to you has more charisma with his like virgin pose because he's not taking himself seriously. Also, you know, he's got those vertical stripes. He's really making himself look taller.
They're all different moments.
Though Vaush did suit up.
It's in the debate, by the way. It's not just the same thing being looped. This is all a different moments from the.
Stop! Oh. I'm glad we got that far. Honestly, I think today's stream's kind of been a waste of time mostly. Like, this video has not been that great, especially the second half of it. But I'm really glad we got to watch the power posing.
Okay, my posture used to be really bad. Okay, it did used to be.
That was real. Was that not ironic? Who the fuck says like that?
My posture used to be really bad. Okay, it did used to be pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, the first time I watched that, I thought it was the same clip over and over again, but
that was funny. Material for upcoming manifesto.
Anyway.
So you like do this often? Excuse me. He's literally just here collecting tea. We got 3 more minutes.
Okay. The Rift is calling? No, it's not. Elden Ring is calling.
Are we done?
Dan wanted to kill me when this happened. Oh no.
What even is Discord Nitro? What does it even do? I'm thinking about my posture right now.
This is the most bizarre thing Vaush has done.
What is pedo jacketing?
Did I ever try to pedo jacket Doe? I don't remember.
What the fuck is that?
Do you notice no one ever says it's you? They say DGG but mean you so they can walk it back when they get called out for it. Yeah, Vaush even like preemptively covered himself by saying, well, remember when Gamergate happened? Oh yeah, I didn't even side with RGR in this debate. They just assumed I did because they think I'm as partisan as they are.
Okay, looks like we're done.
Fuck, what was I saying?
Come on.
Oh god, I just... saying things like, oh,
What do we got? Come on.
looks like saying something mean.
Okay. We're done. We're done. Okay. And yeah, we got no one else in the stream watching this. Alright, folks. That was the finale of Vaush Streamer Lore. We will probably... I actually feel like there's more Vaush ahead of us. I still don't feel like we have really gotten to understand this guy or his political positions in the, like, freaking 8 or 9 hours that we've been watching him now. But, we're definitely going to take a break. We're going to come at this from... Well, we're going to come at somebody else from the same angle, and I think next time we're going to start looking at Hassan Piker, and hopefully he is a little bit more open and less dodgy about placing his political philosophy and positions online. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to be playing some EU4 in about 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick break, heat up my coffee, and yeah, that'll be that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and toodaloo. See you in a few minutes.